Okay, so what I want to look at now are something called running totals. And running totals are just an ongoing accumulation of your numbers on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever it happens to be. So I want to start out with just looking in general as to our day-by-day sales. Now, if you look at the data that we've got here, there's a lot of duplicates as far, I shouldn't say duplicates, but there's a lot of dates or a lot of sales here where we have the sales happen on the same date. All right, so like for instance, September 10th, there might be 5 or 10 or 20 more that happen on September 10th as well. So what we want to do is we just want to kind of have a little list that shows each of the days along the side, and then next to it would have the revenue for each of those days, and then next to that would be the running revenue. In other words, like a running total, where it would say, okay, after the first day we've got $10, the second day we did $20, so the running total there would be 30. We did another $10, now the running total is going to be 40 for that third day. So let's take a look at this. So we're going to go ahead and just click anywhere in the data, insert, pivot table, hit OK, and there we go. Now I want to start out with the order date, drag that down into the rows area, and I get something like that. Okay, fine. It's basically right now, as you've seen in other examples, it's breaking it down not only by year, but also by quarter and by month. You can see that by just hitting the little plus in there, little plus in there. You can see what it's doing there. Now, I don't even see that. I want to even go beyond that. I want to get it to where, well, I'm in one of these date fields there. I can go and click on the group field. All right, this is over in the Analyze tab. And I'm going to get rid of all of these. I don't want any of these. What I want are days. I just click on the days, right? Hit OK, and I get that. And this is fine, the way it's listed. I mean, it's going to be very accurate is what we're going to be getting. But you're going to notice that it kind of, what it's really doing, in essence. Now, think about this. We have about 4 or 5 years of data. What it's saying, or what, let me just give you one more here. We'll bring in the total sale here. Okay, so what you're looking at here is it seems that, okay, January 1st we had that much that we generated in revenue, through our sales, but that's actually representing January 1st of one year plus January 1st of another year plus January 1st of another year. So it's not real good here, and you know it's doing that because if you go all the way to the bottom here of our list, it doesn't now start over January 1st again. So not good. So how do we get that to change? Well, the first thing we have to do is we have to ungroup our dates here. All right, so what we're going to do in that case is we're going to click on any one of the dates, and we're going to hit ungroup. All right, so this is the trick. There you go. So now that's January 1st, 2022. And now if we scroll down far enough, you'll see that it goes to November, December, and then look at that. Now it's January of 2023. And eventually you'll see 2024 and so forth. So now that fixes it. So that's a major thing right there. Now what I'll do is I'll go in here and I'll double click onto the heading for this first field here. Go to my number format, go to my number, 1000 separator, 0, and there we go. All right, so that's cool there. And I might want to just call this one maybe D Rev. All right, so like daily revenue. All right, so that's that one. Now the next thing I want to do with this is I need to now bring in the revenue again. All right, that's that same field again, and on this field we're going to turn that into the running total. All right, so we drag in the T sale again. There it is. Then we'll go over and do a double click on the heading. We'll go over to show values as, hit the no calculation. Then we're going to scroll down to where it says running total in. There we go. We click onto that. The base field will be the order date. That's what you see there. Hit OK, and there we go. So what's happening is, and let me just format this. So I'll double click there, number format, number, and then there we go. Okay, so now if you look at this, for the first day, January 1st, there's our running total. It'd be just the same as the total. But the second day, there's the running total. And how do we know that's right? Because if we select these two numbers right there, look at the bottom, we can see that that's the same number. If I select the 3, 1610, you'll see 1610 down here too. So that works perfect. So that's not bad. Now, if you'd like to see the running revenue percentage, in other words, how much are we increasing, day by day? Well, guess what? We bring in that total sale field one more time. There we go. We'll double click it, show values as, and we will change this now to percentage running total in. See? It's the only difference. And of course, it's still going to be the order date. We hit OK, and there we go. So in essence, we are, for the year here, or so far what we got here, we're up to 0.2%, 0.22%. So what happens is we're up to 1% of our overall sales as of January 17th. So that's kind of an interesting, number to look at as well. And then I can go back up here and click on to, I'll just call it run, right? And this could be the run, percentage or something like that. So that's not bad. And then I can go back into there, go to my analyze, go to my pivot table, options, and put my little check mark in there for the merge and center. And that just kind of gets it kind of fixed up for me. So probably not the most exciting, pivot table, but it's really kind of interesting to watch how your sales grow day after day after day. I mean, this just goes and goes and goes. We get to the bottom, to the end of the year here, get up to December here. So now, there we are as of December, up to $145 million. And then starting in January for the following year, then we're now to the next group here. So it would, additional dollars here and so forth. All right, so now we're going to take this to the next level and group this by weeks. In other words, right now, having the daily running total, it's okay. It's all right. But it might be a little bit better as far as just the overall summary, maybe to look at this as maybe weeks. All right, so group 7 them together, the next 7, and so forth. So how would we do that? Well, we'll go back and we'll click on any one of the dates that we have there, like right here. We're going to go to the group field, all right, get rid of months, and this time we're going to go with days, and we're going to tell it we want to group it in 7-day groupings, all right? So the first 7 days, the next 7 days, and so forth. So we bring that up to 7. We hit OK, and there you go. And you got a nice little running total there. Now you'll probably notice, because we redid this, the running total is off, all right? So what we have to do is we have to double click it, go back into show values as, because right now it's not doing any kind of running total in there. And we'll go back to no calculation. We'll go find our running total in, and it's based off of the order date. We hit OK, and there we go. So now these two numbers added together come out to that number at the bottom, so we know that's right now. And of course, we need to do the percentage as well, so we'll double click that one. Go over to show values as, no calculation. We're going to go with the, in this case, the running total, or the percentage running total in, right? And again, that's still based on the order date. Hit OK, and there we go. Now, another thought you might have is that the problem with what we have here is by the time you get to the end of the year, in this case, about right here, all right, it doesn't like reset, it just continues on. And that might, I mean, that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want it to reset after the first year, okay, then what we'll have to do is go back and kind of play around with the grouping a little bit. So we're in here, somewhere in the dates there. We go back to the group field, all right? We then go and add in the idea of years, just like that. And then we go ahead and hit OK. There we go. And so at that point, then it kind of messes up our running totals because it basically gets rid of them. So once we've done that, I'll just go ahead and double click this one here and put that running total back in again. So running total in, all right? And it's based on not by years, okay? We don't want to do it by years, but rather by, at the very bottom or very top here, the order date. So the order date is actually representing each of the days, okay? So we choose that one, hit OK, and there we go. And we'll do the same thing with the percentage. We'll double click that one, go back over here, and find our running total percentage. So percentage running total in. Again, not years, but rather up here, the order date. All right, and then hit OK, and there we go. Pretty cool. Now what happens is, by the time I get down, let's speed it up here a little bit, get down to about December. Oop. So there it is. So now that's the end, and now it resets. So that's up to, so it's 100% at that point, right? And then, of course, now it resets, and it continues on. So that's not too bad. I'm just going to hit Control Home to get back to the top here. All right, so there we go on that one. Now, if you want to maybe condense it up a little bit, instead of having every single day being listed, how about if we break it down by months? Okay, so take the whole January and add those up as just one row. Okay, so how would we do that? Well, while you're in this area, on any of the, either on the year or any of the days here, just go back to Group Field. And instead of grouping it by days, all right, we're going to keep years in there because we want the years in there. But I also want it by month. All right, so I click on a month here, right? Hit OK. Okay. And then again, I'll have to redo my running total, so I'll just double click it here. Go there. No calculation. Find our running total in. This is going to be based on not years, but rather by order date. All right, hit OK, and there it is. So now at each break in the year, it restarts itself. Not bad. All right, and you could do that. I mean, I'm not going to do this one, but you get the idea. The other one you could do is you can say, I want to break it down by quarter instead. All right, so what do we could do there? Well, click anywhere on here, go to our group field, do the quarters, take off the months, hit OK, and now you've got that. And again, you can double click over here, show values, and then our running total in, not years, but rather by order date, all right? Hit OK, and there you go on that one. So how much further can we do with it, or go with this? And this is probably going too extreme here, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. Click on any one of the date type items there. Go back to Group Field, hit Months, all right? So now we've got years, quarters, and months. Hit OK, you've got that. And again, I can go to my running total, double click it, show values as, change that again to the running total in, hit OK. I think we got that. That's something happened there. I'll double click it again here. Oh, sorry, I messed up there. So I forgot to do this part here. It has to be order date. All right, so order date, hit OK, there we go. I don't know, it might be a little too much there. So we're getting like the accumulative here, but then it resets at every quarter. All right, so I don't know if that would be good. Again, I think that maybe be going a little bit too far with all that. So in any event, though, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I think that there's some good stuff about it. I mean, we might have gone a little too far with some of this, but I think up to about this point, we had some good pertinent stuff to use in future pivot tables. So hopefully you can use this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Thank you.